Grand rising, beloved family. It is your shaman, your sister in spirit, and your friend Alesha here. And as I am walking closer and closer to Mother's Day, it is an honor to come here vulnerably with my mother wound and to deliver messages that, as I've journeyed, I've been picking up in terms of a collective energy of mother wounds that might be coming up. So, um, welcome. Welcome, everyone. I'm going to skip announcements and I'm just going to dive into it. Okay. So, yesterday, whenever I hopped on, we were talking about affirmations, using affirmations as a tool to really help override the thought loops that are happening inside of us. Now, thought loop, they're very powerful. Thoughts, they turn into words. Words turns into emotions or actions. And then those actions turn into a state of being. Habits, right? Collective actions turn into habits and behaviors. And so whenever we have thoughts that are looping inside of us, thoughts that we're having continuously, what's likely to happen? Well, those thoughts are going to what? Catalyst a feeling or a dialogue, and whether internal or external. Okay. And then they're going to cause an action or reaction. Again, I'm going to go through this. And then it's going to turn into a habit or state of being. For me, as I find myself stepping closer into Mother's Day, for many of you, you know that my mother passed away whenever I was young. I was 9, and she passed away whenever she was 30. And I have arrived at 30. And every day that passes, I'm getting closer and closer to 31. And the more that I notice me getting closer to 31, the more I notice how much younger my mother looks in every picture that passes. So while I'm here, since I'm sharing with you all as my friends and as my soul fam, okay, let me look through the book here. I was really looking at this picture of my mom with me and my sisters. And I was really, really looking at her here. And I realized that I am older than her. Like she has stopped in time. And that a lot of the people that I know and I'm in contact with who are also approximately my age, that to stop a body in time would mean that I would just disappear off the face of the earth in this moment. And that this is the age that time would stop me at. And to think about all of the 30-year-old friends that I have that I love so dearly. And if they were to just leave this earth, how much it would affect me. Hi, Katie. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for being here. And that thought took me into the thought, right? If we're talking about the loop, that thought took me into a place emotionally and verbally that said, I miss my mom. I can't believe she's gone. And it caused a lot of crying to come up in me. A lot of despair, a lot of hopelessness, a lot of anger, residual anger. And this is coming from somebody that 2 months ago just did a live video with her mother. Right? Like I got out my cards, me and my mom, we were sitting together. My mom is here with me. She's been with me the past couple of days. We're here together working through healing this mother wound. And I'm here too. And Evelyn is here too, you know. And we're all experiencing this healing together. And so while I'm going through my crying and I'm going through my tears of realizing that it all could just end and that it has ended for somebody, I woke up this morning and I felt a little heavy and I felt a little dense. And I even texted a dear friend of mine. I said, if you don't hear from me, know that I'm going inward. Like I'm going in to dive deep into this. And I started to clean my house. And I remembered that yesterday I came on with all of you. And I said, be mindful of your thoughts, because your thoughts are going to create your reality. And in that moment, I realized that I had woke up this morning with a thought that said, I miss my mom. A thought that said, I'm supposed to be sad right now because Mother's Day is coming up and I don't have a mother. And that thought was catalyzing a deep emotion within me, which was catalyzing a reaction to my reality. And then it was catalyzing a behavior that I have been participating in. My mother died in 2000. It's 2022, for 22 years. That's a long time. That's over 2 decades of a habit. And I'm here to share that I'm here to overcome it. Because when I identified that that was just a thought, the thought of I miss my mom, and that I can't go on without her, and that this is the time of year that I am supposed to be sad, I'm creating an entire identity out of that. My identity is, oh, Alesha gets sad this time of year. But who would I be if I did not identify with that anymore? Who would I be if I let that go? Truly. I would totally change as a person. The very foundations of who I have identified with for 22 years would dissolve. And that doesn't mean that I won't ever get sad, because I'm sure I'll still cry. I'm sure that thought loop will continue to exist in me. But my awareness of it is going to be the catalyst to its healing. If I say, I'm going to miss my mom today, and allow that to take me into the spiral of my depths, or if I catch it, I'm going to miss my mom today, and I say, hey, Mom, by the way, I'm a psychic medium, and I can communicate with you. How are you? What's going on? That's different. It's a completely different experience. And I've known that my mom's been here because her name's popping up everywhere. Her name's popping up everywhere. So what if, like, let's just take a step back. What if I'm not missing her? What if the thought isn't I'm missing her? What if my mother is here and she's trying to grab my attention? And because I can get distracted by an old thought loop, I'm going to spiral down into a wound rather than spiral up into my ascension and recognition that, hey, my mom's here and she's trying to talk to me. What if my mother wound didn't have to be the catalyst or the trigger for me to dive deep? What if my mother wound was healed enough to where when my mother or somebody that reminds me of my mother comes around, that I get to show up? Does that make sense? The mother wound is not just a wound that bleeds. It's a lens at which we see the world in. And a lot of us are carrying our mother wounds with us. Evie in the back just made me smile. She's here. She's here and she's ready to heal. Huh? You agree? Oh, you acting like you don't hear me? She's laughing. Want to come say hi? Want to hop on? And really thinking about this generational thing, right?
Who's your favorite star?
Who's your favorite star?
Who's your girl?
Your girl's here.
Yeah.
Thinking about if I continue to carry that wound, where 3-4 times a year I get depressed and I spiral into depression. How is that going to affect my relationship? How is that going to affect the mother wound at which she has? It does. And this is what the power of choice. This is where the power of choice really comes in to step. Okay? This is why I put my Mother's Day wound and recognizing the power of choice. I got to choose whether I was going to spiral down and dig deep into my mother wound, or whether I was simply going to not identify with it anymore. I'm not identifying as that. I'm letting that go. And that is the power of choice. And sometimes the answer is, I'm not ready to let go of it yet. And I know that because I'm spiraling naturally. Yeah. I'm just here inside of it. And honestly, that's okay. Because wherever you are is perfect. It's the perfect setup for you to discover exactly what you need to know, what you need to understand yourself and your healing journey. I need to know that no matter what, that is an experience that my mind, body, and spirit had. The loss. I know you saw that. That's why you lit
no,
up.
I did. I just saw a heart and a wolf. Thank you, Dan. You're the best.
You're the best.
That's why you're my best friend.
You know, the power of choice really, it is our power. And awareness is the first step to that. The awareness that we are not our thoughts. And so in this, I wanted to provide an activity. And this activity was what my guides asked me to do last night. So if we're sitting here and we're allowing our breath to flow in and out here, evenly, smoothly, like waves on an ocean, like I always say, yeah, like many of us guide you to do. And with your mind, I want you to say hello, hello. Just think it. Hello, hello. And then I want you to think, can anyone hear me? And then I want you to realize that you are the person that heard that. You're also the person that told your mind to say that. Which means what? Which means that your mind ultimately is a voice. It's an echo of what once was. It's an echo. It's a collection of past experiences, past thoughts. It's a cave with the echoes of who you once were. And when we identify with those thoughts, then what we are doing is we are bringing those echoes of the past into the present moment. And are we the person of the past? Like, are we that person? Am I my 9-year-old self? Or am I my 30-year-old self with a beautiful child, with a beautiful job, with family and friends? Who am I? I'm a Valentine's Day person.
Oh, yeah, you are.
I'm a big old love.
Daniela just keeps texting me, and I love it.
So that is what I want to invite here. When we use the mind and say, hello, hello, can you hear me? I'm talking. Who is talking? The mind. And the mind is separate from you. So then who are you? And do you know that you get to define and create your day? It can be very hard because the mind lives right in here, right here, where most of our senses are happening real time. But it's not impossible to separate it. And how we separate it is through modalities like meditation, movement, or breath, or something as simple as saying, hello, hello. Your mind is talking. And you are the observer or the listener of that mind, of that thought. So do not forget your choice that you have, the choice to identify or not with these conversations that are happening inside of you, with these old loops that are happening inside of you. Because there was a point this morning where I was about to get super depressed. I was just going to let it go. I'm like, let it ride, baby. Yes. Let's dive deep into that depression. Let's dive deep into that mother wound that tells me that I am abandoned, that I am alone, that I am not enough, that nobody loves me, that I'm left here without a mother. Like, that is real. Because 9-year-old Alesha said that, felt that, told herself that. that old dig, that old plant, those old seeds, those old roots, yeah? Those roots still live in me. But I, as a conscious creator, and you as a conscious creator, have a choice to not identify. It's like, 9-year-old Alesha, I feel you. I recognize you. But we're here now. I'm here now. I'm here. And I don't choose to live that way. I don't choose to see the world that way. I don't choose to see that one thought gets to ruin my entire day. An entire day lost? An entire day to play? An entire day to connect? That's not who I choose to be anymore. Okay, so does that make sense? Like, I'm trying to share it as a person in terms of like a vulnerable share, because I want to relate. I want it to be relatable. But this is the process. Okay, this is the process. Our deep wounds are going to show us our thought patterns, and then they are going to reveal our actions and our habits and behaviors and ways of being. And we have the power to catch them. So for those of you that have wounds that might be showing up today, whether they have to do with your mother wound or something else, know that I'm with you, and know that I'm here encouraging you to separate. Know that I'm here to see the divine within you, and that I'm also here to see the shadow within you, and that I honor both, and that I honor where you are on your journey. And again, I'm encouraging you to take that separation from mind and identity. You do not have to identify with these thoughts anymore. We are elevating as a planet. A lot of people will talk about 5D. A lot of people are talking about waiting for 5D. 5D's already happened. 5D's waiting for you to catch up. Okay. And these are one of the tools that we can use to catch up: mindfulness, paying attention to thoughts, and rewriting them through modalities and tools like affirmations. My affirmation is, I am loved. I am lovable. I am a powerful creator. I know who I am. I love who I am. I love transcending old wounds. I am a healer and I heal myself. These are things that I say to myself. And so when I arrive to these things, it's like, wait a second, I'm a healer. How do I heal this? Ding. Okay. So that those affirmations really do start to create a brand new identity for us, rather than I'm an unlovable, abandoned child. When really, I'm awesome, and I can overcome anything with love, through the modality of love. I hope that this helped. I'm probably gonna, I'm not gonna say anything. I never know what I'm gonna do. But I hope that this gave you some insight on, again, the power of choice. And I'm walking alongside of all of you, and I love you deeply. We have an affirmation here. I'm no longer withholding love. I forgive all. Is that you, Rachel? I feel like that's Rachel. I think you told me that, didn't you? Yeah. I'm no longer withholding love. Same. Like, I'm ready to take off all the glasses, take away these mother wounds, take away these father wounds, heal the divine mother and father within me, remembering that all of the people that I come into contact with are not reflections of anything. They are just themselves. They are them, and I am me. We don't have to mirror each other all the time. They don't have to reflect a wound within me all of the time. That I can own my own self. I can own my own wounds. I can heal them. So that way I can show up to all of you and see you for who you all are. And you all can show up to me and see who I am. Yeah. So that way I'm not the lens of your mother. I'm not the lens of your sister. I'm not the lens of your ex. I'm not the lens of all of these things, your teacher, nothing. If we heal these wounds, then we're just unlayering, taking off the glasses, right? Unlearning these identities. So that way we can really interact with what truly is here. And that's a powerful gift. So with all of that being said, I love you all.
Wait.
I love you all so much. I hope you have a fantastic day. We out here healing.
We out here chilling.
We out here chilling.